I am Mohammed Tawfiq Khalil, born in Paterson, New Jersey, and raised in Franklin Lakes. I am honored to carry the name of the revered Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, a name deeply significant in the Islamic tradition. My middle name is a tribute to my father, following the Arab tradition of lineage tracing through the paternal side. My father has a remarkable lineage tracing it back 10 generations through the names of his forefathers. Our family name, Khalil, is historically linked to the Prophet Abraham, known as Khalil Allah, meaning friend of God. The city of Khalil, or Hebron, in Palestine is believed to have been named after the Prophet Abraham, as it is believed to be his place of burial. I am a first-generation American born to Palestinian immigrant parents. My existence as an Arab is inherently political, shaped by the arbitrary lines drawn in the sand that divided nations for centuries. In the United States, my identity often goes unrecognized. While I am far from fitting into the category of white, I am frequently forced to identify as such on demographic racial forms due to the lack of a dedicated designation for individuals of Middle Eastern descent. I grew up in an affluent part of New Jersey where I was surrounded by people who were actually white. Yet as I grew older, the complexities of my identity became more apparent, particularly as political issues entered our home and community. Arabic was my first language, a part of my cultural heritage and something my parents deemed vital for me to preserve. I acquired fluency in Arabic at an early age, an accomplishment that led me into English as a second language programs. These programs introduced me to sheltered English instruction. Regrettably, this marked the beginning of gradual erosion of my native language, replaced by the dominant standard of white English. I successfully graduated from ESL, but it came at a significant cost. I can't help but wonder what might have been if my native language had been valued in the American school system. Had I been encouraged to embrace and nurture both my Arabic language skills and my cultural identity, I might still be fluent in Arabic today. The tragic events of September the 11th, 2001 hit close to home, literally. My very identity came into question in the aftermath. I vividly remember my father's advice during those uncertain times to be quiet and not discuss it with anyone. At the time, I was confused by his words, but in hindsight, I understand why he cautioned. The nation identified an enemy, terrorism. This term, broad and all-encompassing, was veiled under the image of a hijab or a bearded man with olive-colored skin. In the eyes of many, I was suddenly labeled as a terrorist. Even my name, Muhammad, became associated with horrific acts committed by others from abroad. All of this unfolded when I was just in fourth grade. The rise of Islamophobia paralleled my internal struggle to reconcile my desire to be an American with my deep Palestinian Arabic heritage. While my native tongue continued to erode, I clung even harder to my faith as many do when their ideology is under scrutiny. I needed an outlet to channel my anger and frustration, and I found it through American football. The structured nature of the sport appealed to me. It's striking how few Arabic NFL players I can name, if any. My commitment to the sport was unwavering, even during Ramadan. I would fast during the day and break my fast on the field with a power bar and a Gatorade. However, as I grew older, I began to question the sacrifice of my health and performance on the field, a doubt that coincided with my eroding faith during high school. My Arabic language skills continued to decline. In high school, I chose Spanish over French or Italian for its practicality. My academic dedication faltered during this time. I turned to intense workouts to protect myself from hurtful labels and religious ridicule, which deepened my internal identity struggle. In 2009, I had the privilege of visiting my homeland, Palestine. This photograph captures a moment in Ramallah during my journey. It was a life-changing experience where I came face to face with the harsh realities of the occupation. I traversed the checkpoints, endured searches by the IDF, and was even detained at the borders, all simply due to my name and skin color. One of the most striking aspects of this visit was encountering the imposing wall of segregation that separated Palestinians from illegal Israeli settlements. Amidst this challenging environment, I couldn't help but notice Palestinian flags, symbols of my heritage and identity scattered throughout the landscape. Suddenly, I felt an emotional sense of nationalism, a tangible representation of who I was surrounding. This experience ignited a strong sense of justice within me as I observed the glaring injustices all around. Remarkably, my Arabic language proficiency quickly rebounded whenever I was in a Middle Eastern country. It was as though my native tongue was coming back to life. After graduating from high school, I found myself with very little direction. I had no clear idea of what I wanted to pursue, and my approach to school at the time lacked seriousness. I recall applying to numerous schools but only receiving acceptance letters from two. I decided to start my college journey at Kean University, where I spent a year and performed well academically. However, as I continued to grow and learn, I realized I wanted more from my education. This led me to transfer to Rutgers University in New Brunswick, a move that would open up new opportunities and shape my future. I graduated from Rutgers University with honors, achieving a bachelor's degree through the School of Arts and Sciences while simultaneously pursuing a double major in history and philosophy. My journey through Rutgers marked a period of significant personal growth. In my philosophical studies, I explored the depths of academic English and the limits of its complexity through logical reasoning. Philosophy challenged me to construct precise and well-grounded arguments on abstract concepts that often prove elusive. Meanwhile, my fascination with history was driven by a desire to gain a deeper understanding of the world that surrounds us. Collectively, the disciplines of philosophy and history transformed my life by illuminating the path to self-realization. My pursuit of a universal understanding of the world significantly influenced my aspiration to become a teacher. I wanted to share the transformative power of self-realization with others. To make a meaningful impact in the world, one must first comprehend their place within it. My teaching odyssey commenced at a private junior-senior Islamic school, where I embarked on the alternate route process to attain my teaching certification. In this capacity, I taught social studies and had the honor of instructing a substantial cohort of Arabic-speaking and Muslim students. I had the chance to utilize my proficiency in Arabic, although it occurred amid intensified internal conflicts stemming from my ongoing journey of religious exploration and the evolving facets of my cultural identity. These conflicts were further magnified by the religious context within the school environment. During my first public school teaching role, I had the privilege of instructing college prep and honors courses in U.S. history at the high school level. The school was located in a challenging area, characterized as a Title I school due to prevalent socioeconomic conditions. The majority of students were of Black descent, which provided me with a unique opportunity to immerse myself in the intricacies of Black English language and dialect. Teaching in this environment exposed me firsthand to the complex web of socioeconomic and political factors, including the urgent issue of police brutality. These experiences ignited a deep passion within me for educating about justice, freedom, and democracy, as I recognized the vital role of education addressing these critical societal issues. I remember taking the initiative to educate my Black students on how to interact with the police in a manner that would prioritize their safety, especially during challenging social times, such as the protests in Ferguson, Missouri, in response to the tragic death of Michael Brown. To broaden my professional horizons, I pursued additional certifications, securing both a standard K-6 elementary education certification and a provisional K-12 English as a second language certification. Under my provisional ESL certification, I had the privilege of serving as an ESL teacher at both elementary and middle school levels. I took on a pivotal role as the liaison for the ESL department. My work revolved around a diverse student population hailing from various cultural backgrounds and speaking languages such as Spanish, Portuguese, Turkish, and Arabic. I took the initiative to conduct professional development workshops for general education classroom teachers, equipping them with strategies for effective differentiation and scaffolding of instruction to support English language learner populations. During my tenure in this role, I took the initiative to expand my language skills, adding Spanish to my repertoire. One of the most rewarding aspects of my job was the opportunity to accompany my students on their educational journeys from elementary to middle school. This remained true even during the challenging times brought about by the pandemic and the transition to virtual and hybrid learning. On January 5th, 2022, my father passed away due to Alzheimer's disease. Tragically, a mere few months later, on August 15th, 2022, my mother also succumbed to illness. She battled idiopathic pulmonary cystic fibrosis, a debilitating condition that relentlessly tested her health and strength. In my every action, I find a reflection of the invaluable lessons my late parents imparted to me. Both my father and mother bore the weight of being forcibly displaced from Palestine, he in 1948 and she in 1967. I firmly believe in the concept of generational trauma and carry the echoes of their struggles within me. I have carved a unique path and discovered my own sense of purpose in this world. As of October 2023, I find myself 2 months into my role at a new school district at one of the largest public high schools in New Jersey. Here I am entrusted with the responsibility of teaching English as a second language to a diverse group of students hailing from Latinx and Middle Eastern backgrounds. Each day I utilize my proficiency in multiple languages and my knowledge of language acquisition to aid these students in preparing for life beyond high school. The stakes are undeniably high in my classroom, as some of these students are striving to attain citizenship and must acquire the ability to read and write in English. Tear of joy. I dream of one day assuming a supervisory or administrative role where I can exert a more significant influence from the top down.